Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to film a memory spread for the week of April 13th to the 19th, and I'm using this kit by MiriMiBelle called Flower Love. I did also have this in the monthly as well, so I'm just flicking through the pages. This will be in a haul. I think it's coming out Saturday. But yeah, so if you want to watch me pan this, then stay tuned. Okay, so I'm just putting down the bottom washi, and I really wanted to use the second strip at the top, so I pulled in this Simply Gilded Heart and Vine washi in this kind of sage green colour, and it just matched the kit perfectly. And I can't remember which subscription box this was in, but yeah, but I did rip the washi, which was a bit annoying, so yeah, I had some issues there. Plus cutting this side was a bit of a pain too. So yeah, because I cut it, I kind of stuck it back on. And she does offer, if you can see, she does offer the extension of the bottom washi for that side. So I just added those, they actually came as 2 strips, and so I just added those as the strips to extend the bottom washi, and I think it turned out pretty cute. So yeah, moving on, doing the other side was a little bit easier. It wasn't so bad. So yeah, so I love this design, this kind of white wood pattern in the background with these beautiful florals and the bunny. And this week was the week of Easter Monday, so we're kind of still in the Easter realm, as it were, so I didn't feel too weird about using this bunny boxes for this week as well. So I did use the bow washi at the top to cover the days of the week. And then I pulled that in. I did put this down wrong. I wasn't having good luck with washi. So I had to pull it all back up again. Thankfully, these stickers came up beautifully. I think they're some sort of, they feel like some sort of vinyl sticker, because they came up really easily, even if they did leave like a little bit of a watermark. But if I was putting a sticker back down in the same place, it wasn't so bad. So yeah, so I used this to cover the days of the week, and then I could go ahead and just use the date covers from the kit to put on there. So the date covers come with the kit along with the this week header, and I did have to pull some date dots. So I pulled some gold foil date dots from my stash, and I used Harry Wright Designs ones, which you'll see soon. I'm just digging around for them at this point. Excuse me. So here we go. I had a couple of sheets of Harry Wright Design stickers, and as you can see, I started putting them on the right hand side of the date, which didn't work when it got to Wednesday. And also I also added a date dot to the this week. So I had to pull up all of these date dots back up, straighten them out, sort them out, and yeah, get them back onto the right day. So that was a bit of a fluff. Thankfully, these stickers came up really easily on the sticker paper from MiriMiBelle, so I was able to kind of salvage these and use them. It was really, the colours in this kit were very interesting. So we had these 2 pinks, and then this kind of sage green, and then this blue. So yeah, it was kind of tricky to determine between the sage green and the blue, but the date covers are blue and the washi was green. I used my last 16 from Harry Wright Designs, so I don't know how that's going to work in the future. Do I get a new set just for a 16, or just not use a gold foil kit for any week containing 16, unless the kit comes with date dots. So yeah. So there's me putting down the date covers. This is the first week that me and my husband played D&D with my cousins over Zoom. I was Zooming a lot this week. It felt really, yeah, there was a lot going on. So yeah. So that was my date covers and my bottom washi. I was then figuring out what I wanted to do for the sidebar. Because I have these foiled months from Diamond Prince Designs, and I've also pulled out the holidays because I needed it for Easter Monday, and I knew I wanted to bring it in at the top. That's the reason I bought those months of the year. So I was kind of trying to figure out how to do this. So I ended up getting a piece of washi kind of to match the date covers, and then I used a piece of deco from the kit. It came with this beautiful deco, which I do pull in throughout the rest of my spread. In fact, I think I use all of it. And so I did pull in this deco to kind of layer with the April script from Diamond Prince Designs. So yeah, I think it turned out really, really pretty. It just looks so cute. There we go. So yeah, so really pleased I managed to bring those in, and I was trying to get it to focus on the shop, but there we go. There it is, Diamond Prince Designs. So then I move in and do my full boxes, which I realised I'd already stuck a piece of washi, the sticker on. I do pull in that extra piece of bottom, the washi that came in the kit, just to kind of bring it in at the top there, to kind of add some continuity, and then I add the full boxes. Couldn't decide which one I wanted as a theme sticker. They're all so beautiful, and they all have very similar backgrounds, so I did decide on the tier tray, which I think was just really, really pretty. I knew I wanted to use the bunny deco on Monday for Easter Monday, so I didn't want to put the bunny on that side as well. So I had to kind of find a way to kind of separate out some of these boxes. I then put this one down and realised that actually there's two boxes with a slightly different background. The wood grain's kind of going in a different direction. So I did replace, kind of pull up and replace. And like I said, the stickers were really easy to pull up. And especially if you were putting a sticker back down, it kind of didn't make too much of a problem with your paper. I used the girl on Thursday. She was so pretty with her hair in a plait with flowers in it. That's kind of how my hair looked at my wedding, actually, for the evening. I had roses in my hair. It was a February wedding. So yeah, those are the full boxes top. I then wanted to go on and do my headers, and had a bit of a problem. So I knew I wanted to bring in the pink, and I thought that the bright pink or the darker pink was too bright for the top there, especially with all those pale kind of backgrounds. And I was putting these the light pink bow headers down, and it just felt too busy up there, what with the bow washi covering the dates. And I don't know, it was just kind of like, yeah, it was not great. I felt it was too busy, so I took up those bow headers and I used the washi. In the washi strips, there's actually two per washi that is header sized. I actually didn't realise, but I'd used the dark green header when I did the April date month cover. So what I did instead was pulled in the header size of the washi, just a little bit more neutral, a little bit more plain. Even the pattern one, some of them were just a white strip. So yeah, so it didn't matter too much. And it just kind of freshened it up there. I think the headers with the bows would have just been too busy. So instead I pulled those headers in underneath the boxes, and the headers are a fraction too short, it's like too narrow. So the blue was peeking through, which for the blue headers wasn't a problem, but for the pink headers it was an issue. So what I did is I brought in the Simply Gilded washi again, and just used that as a background for my headers so that I could get my header in, cover up any of the blue with the green, so it wasn't such of a contrast with the light pink. And then yeah, so I did that on the other side. Had to rip it off because it was just too hard to handle that piece of a skinny washi. But yeah, I think it turned out quite cute. You kind of don't really see the foil, so it doesn't bring in much of a shine, but it kind of just brings in that colour that went so well with the headers, as opposed to that kind of bright blue colour. So I do really like how that turned out in the end. It looked good. I then go and do the bottom set of headers, and I used the blue ones, and because I used the blue ones, it didn't matter so much that you could see a little bit of kind of that bright blue. It kind of masked it a bit more. So you see me rah-rahing about the washi, but I think actually it would have taken away from it. So I was trying really, really carefully to try and line them up as much as possible. I started with the green, but then I went with the blue, and the blue looked a lot better. So yeah. So there's me putting down the blue headers. Now I'm flicking through the pages to try and find the parts for the sidebar. They're all on this one sheet. You've got the 2 habit trackers that are in pink, and then the Monday through Sunday and the checklist, the full box checklist, are actually both in green. So I didn't end up using that. I did start with the this week. I thought, well, I might as well use it, seeing as I know it's there, and added the 2 habit trackers, one for my Let's Go 365, my daily devotionals, and then I can't remember what I used the other one for. I used this strip of washi, but I had to trim it just so it could fit nicely in that space. And yeah, that was that. And I did want to use some deco, but I knew I was using deco throughout the week for different events and things that happened. So I decided to leave that and go straight into the day by day. So I start off on Monday by using a half box with a foiled bow, and then using this script again by Diamond Print Designs to mark that it was Easter Monday. And like I said, I wanted to use that bunny deco. So I pulled that in as well, had to do some layering, get it up into the header, but that's okay. I think it looks really cute. And those stickers fit perfectly in the half boxes, even with deco if you want to add them. And I'm trying to get a wiggle, but my lighting was all a bit crazy during this, so apologies for that. Next up, I wanted to mark 2 more things in that little space. So I pulled in a little thing and a fancy label. I didn't grab a foiled fancy label, just a regular one, because there was the foil box, half box up there. And the skinny label is to mark my video that went up. That was a plan with me. So I used a Clever Girl Crafts heart in the peach colourway, and I used like the 3rd box down. And I decided to fill this in as I go. Because I'm not so great at doing that at the end, and it always gets a bit messy. So I filled in that my plan with me went live. And then the fancy label was for me to actually use a workout sticker, which is a bit crazy. And I'm going to be using them a little bit more because I have actually been starting to do classes online. And so this one was a stretch for the NHS. So we did a kind of sponsored yoga, Hot Pod Yoga. We're doing a charity event. They did a yoga session, and you were asked to donate to the NHS Everywhere. I think it's NHS Everywhere charity. So support our healthcare system. And yeah, so I did that with some of my family members. It was really good. It was a great stretch. I forgot how much I love yoga. Then in the second part of the day, I pulled in a 3-heart checklist. This was to mark that I did some planning. I did some filming. I actually filmed 3 videos this day. Well, it was kind of like one whole video, and then part of a haul, and then part of a memory spread. So I did like the base of a memory spread that was uploaded later on this week. And I used the little deco that said plan, which is like a planner with the bunny on it. So cute. And the word plan, that was from the kit. For the evening, I put a 3rd box, and then added some deco that I had to trim down. And this is to mark that me and Mark watched a one-shot Dungeons and Dragons game by Critical Role called Honey Heist. And we just sat and curled up and watched that. It was like 3 hours or something, but it was good fun. Moving on to Tuesday then, I used a 3-heart checklist to also Anna Deco from this kit to mark some Happy Mail that came in that day. I think I got an order from Paper Chase, an order from what else? I got a lot that day. I'm writing them down now. Hold on a second. Aria's Daydream, that's right. And I also got from Josephine Bowes. So all of that was featured in a haul. I think it went up later that day. I then used another 3rd box to and a piece of deco from the kit, which to mark that I sorted out all of my leftover stickers. So that it looks like an actual sticker book, which is why I wanted to use that deco, even though it's absolutely giant. But I just love the piece. I just love the deco, and I sorted out my stickers. So I spent a good maybe think it was a good 4 or 5 hours going through all of my leftover stickers that I got from kits and things and sorting them out, and I stuck them into my big happy planner and like organising, like, do I do it by colour, how do I do it, kind of thing. It was just a bit mad, really. So then I did some rearranging of boxes in the second half of the day. The little thing was to mark that I had a migraine. I think it is to do with the fact that I was doing sticker work, like close work, for such a long time. And so yeah, I did feel a migraine coming on. Thankfully, I don't get them too bad, so just like paracetamol will kick it, even though it does feel like my head's banging against my skull. But yeah, we managed to stem it before it came full blown. And then I used a quarter box from the kit to mark that we went grocery shopping while Mark went to Aldi. And then that evening, Mark did his very first DM session. And we did a little mini session with my sister just to see if she liked it. And we played Dungeons and Dragons for a little bit that evening. That was actually great fun. I call it Smuggler's Cove because me and my sister's characters went into like a big cave system from a tavern with like puzzles and monsters to kill, and it was a really good introduction for all of us, I think. So moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I do is put a little thing and then another Clever Gal Crafts heart. This one is from the Heirloom Pumpkin colourway, which came out last autumn, and it's so beautiful, and that green just went perfectly. So yeah, and then I put a half box, and then in between I do put a fancy label. Can you see my pattern here? So the video that actually went up was my paper chase haul, and then putting the fancy label down, I had to pick up the heart, and unfortunately I cracked the foil and it destroyed that heart completely, and I was very sad. So I did have to redo that. So yeah, it's Heirloom Pumpkins was the colourway. It's not available now as it is an autumn colourway, but hopefully she'll bring it back in the fall this year because it was so pretty. I then use a Works icon just to mark that I had my Slimming World Zoom meeting, and here's me replacing the heart, blowing away the cracked foil dust. Oh, so sad. And then carefully pasting another one down. So yeah, so I had my Zoom meeting with Slimming Worlds, which is what I put as work. Been really enjoying the Slimming World Zoom meetings, actually. They've kind of been helping a lot and helping me to reset and recenter my kind of targets and stuff. So yeah, really enjoying them. So thank you, Kerry. She's my Slimming World consultant. So the half box was for character building. So we made my sister a character for the D&D session that we were going to have that night. So trying to figure out how I want to mark the big Dungeons and Dragons session, I did have to think about using these movie boxes. There was only one in the kit, and I did want to use one for another event on Friday. So I actually pulled in a strip, pulled in a movie marquee from the monthly that I'd used as well. Above there, I put a strip of washi, and I actually didn't have anything else to mark that day. I kind of had my Slimming World Zoom, did some character building with my sister, and then played D&D with my cousins. So that's pretty much all we did. So I just added a few pieces of deco just to fill up that space. And there's me trying to... Dungeons and Dragons has this really ornate and sign that's like a dragon, and I can't do it, but I thought I would kind of just do a little bit of, layering to kind of signify that. It was so much fun. It was with me and my cousins. Yeah, we just had a blast. So moving on to Thursday, that next morning, I wanted to pop down a third box along with a 3-heart checklist. So that third box was to mark that we were rudely awoken by the dustbin men. Sorry, it's kind of a quote from is it Song 2? No, Common People. I can't remember. Park Life. One of those songs. My cousin would be screaming at me right now. But yeah, when he says he gets rudely awakened by the dustbin. we forgot to put the bin out, so I had to run out and put the bin out, which was not pleasant at 6:30 in the morning, and like throwing on some clothes and stuff. It was a bit mad. The 3-hat checklist was to mark that I did some more sticker sorting. I was looking at my half boxes and quarter boxes that I had left over from kits, and so I used a piece of deco to mark that. It's kind of this hanging print of butterflies and flowers. It's really pretty, but I just thought it kind of worked quite well. Then in that second half, we used a fancy label to mark that I was preparing some bingo cards ready for our Famalam extravaganza for that evening. And then another, what are they called? Little thing. There we go. A little thing with a Clever Gal Craft heart. Again, that was one from the peach colourway to mark that I had another video go up, and that one was my memory plan with me for my birthday week, which was so much fun. I absolutely loved that spread. It was from Sweet Bean Plans, and it was just everything. Then it was Famalam Bingo. So I used the party time script, deco script thing to mark that it was bingo. We also had a little quiz from my my brother-in-law. He's called Chris, so we call him Quiz. Very, very kind of nice play on words. So yeah, so moving on to Friday, I knew I wanted a half box there, and then a fancy label above it, and then a little thing above that. I like having kind of a pattern with my boxes. I just think it makes the week look really pretty and succinct. Yeah, so I marked that I had a YouTube binge. I was lying in bed just binging on YouTube. By Wednesday, normally have a lot of my work done, and then Thursday after Famalam, Friday morning after Famalam, I'm kind of like wiped. So I just wanted to watch some YouTube, and then we had family time, so we used a butterfly from the kit. This is me pulling in the foil sheet from the monthly. I have actually already planned the monthly, and it will be coming up soon, so don't worry. And I pulled in some of those bows that were in the foil sheet from the monthly, just to mark that we played headbands and Hungry Frogs. So Hungry Frogs is essentially Hungry Hungry Hippos, but they're frogs instead, and I think it's like a generic brand game from like Wilco's or something. So I also pulled in this other movie marquee from the monthly kits. It is slightly wider, but thankfully with the Recollections, the width of the columns, because the dots are in the middle of the column, actually it fit really well there and didn't encroach on any of the other days. And then I pulled in another strip of that washi, kind of that thickness, to mark that my husband and I watched Gordo, Gino and Fred, which was just brilliant, just hilarious. We always enjoy watching that show with my family, with my in-laws as well. And then that movie marquee is to mark that me and my aunt zoomed. She lives in Ireland, and we watched Phantom of the Opera because Andrew Lloyd Webber had uploaded that on the show on his channel, The Show Must Go On, where he uploads new musicals every weekend for us to enjoy for free. And this time it was Phantom of the Opera. My aunt was actually watching the wrong one, so we were really out of sync, and we kept getting out of sync even though when we synced up, and we couldn't work out why until I said, oh, there's intermission, and she's like, no, there isn't. I was like, yeah, there is, and she realised she was watching the wrong one. But we had a really lovely night. We had a glass of wine. Well, actually, we had a jug of gin. Hashtag jug of gin. And yeah, we had a really lovely evening. Me and my aunt have actually seen it several times together. She took me when I was 21. She bought tickets for me to go see it when we went to New York to see it on Broadway, and that was just phenomenal. And then we've seen it together since, when there was a tour going around, and I saw it in Ireland with her, and then I also saw that same tour in Birmingham as well. So it's my favourite musical of all time. I love it. I love the movie. I love the show. I think it's fantastic. And so I was so excited as soon as it came up that was going to be the musical that week. I was like on the phone to my aunt going, we need to watch it today. We need to watch it. So we zoomed and we watched it together, which was just awesome. So Friday then, didn't really do much on Saturday. Did some chores, so sorted out my bedroom. Mark did another food shop. We did some laundry. I then I got a code from Harry White Designs. I won a Facebook giveaway and got a code for Harry White Designs to shop there, so I was super excited about that. I got a beautiful kit ready for August. Super excited about that. I then had another YouTube binge, was just all over it. And then me and my husband had a date night. So we watched Critical Role, which is a group of voice actors who play Dungeons and Dragons, and they have done for years, and we've just found them. So we're starting their campaign from about 4 years ago. And yeah, we're kind of in love. And it's so long. Like, there's like 90 odd episodes or something. We're on episode 10. So we've got plenty of Critical Role to watch. We also had some wine. We watched D&D, as I said, and we had some noodles. So Mark's favourite food is ramen, so we had some ramen and had a little date night. So I used the date night and the wind down sticker from the kit. On Sunday morning, I was leading the communion at my church. So I did some reading in preparation for that. And everything I kept coming up with was about Corrie ten Boom. And it was her birthday this past week, the week that I'm planning. And there was just such an amazing story of hers and her efforts in helping people escape the hatred of the Holocaust. So yeah, and so I did led at my church's communion, and it was all about love and God's love in particular, and how it can conquer all, and how it's so important, and we need to emanate that as well. So big there, big up the love. I then used a fancy label and a pizza night sticker from the kit to mark that we had a pizza night and bath night for the boys. Like I said, Sunday afternoons are quite lazy. We just kind of chill, just kind of hang out and stuff. I did also do some more filming. I filmed, edited and uploaded a plan with me. So I had 4 videos go up this week, which is quite immense. So yeah, so I used a third, and then I used a third box to mark that we couldn't get enough of D&D, so we did it on Wednesday night, and we were like, when can we do it again? And Sunday night seemed to be the night that we could all get together, so we played D&D again. And actually Sunday night has been the consistent night that we play, and I think it will going forward. When we go back to work, 2 of my cousins are teachers. One is a freelance copywriter, not copywriter, freelance proofreader, there we go. So she's able to kind of hang out and stuff, and so when we're teachers, when we're going back, we'll see whether Sunday nights work for us, but we'll see. So yeah, that was the end of my week. So very much heavy on Dungeons and Dragons. Lots of exciting stuff happening as well, what with Phantom and sorting out my stickers. My husband was actually off all this week, which was really nice. So we were able to just like not worry about schoolwork, not worry about his work, just be together, which was just lovely. So I did add those extra bits of big deco down at the bottom of the bottom washi of the sidebar, and then finangled my way through the Hello Weekend, and then these are the stickers that I have left. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you love it. I'm trying to do a Viv wiggle here and getting it, but it's a bit dark on the one side and I couldn't work out why. But there is this nice matte champagne foil going through, which is really pretty. So thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Much love. Bye.